because they don't consider the source. Or even better, check the date of it. You'd be surprised how cyclical things are. You know, some of this stuff that we're seeing could have been reported a decade ago, and it would have been equally as viable. Or not, as the case may be. And consult experts. Are any of us experts on this? No. To some degree. And to some degree, all of us are more of an expert than the vast majority of the populace. And make people consult experts, you know. Give alternative ways of figuring out. You know who some experts are? PolitiFact. It is, I can't tell you how many times I check PolitiFact or Snopes. Both of those are really, really good at saying what's real and what's fake. Yeah, there's, let's see, hold on. I thought I had Fact Check. Yep, that was the other one. I was like, I had 3 listed, I couldn't remember what the third was. But yeah, it's Fact Check.
Yeah, this may be in your longer list, but I find it helpful often to tell people the more extravagant the claim or the assertion, the more your spidey sense should go on.
That, actually, I have that in my read beyond the headline, because when you read a headline, headlines are sensationalist. What's the purpose of a headline? To get your attention. But in this age of the internet, headlines now, and I guarantee all of you have heard the term, clickbait. Headlines have become more sensationalist to get people to click on their links, because when you click on the link, they get advertising dollars, and it all goes back to money. Yeah.
Can we wrap up in like 10 minutes, because
Yes.
we only have the room reserved for so long?
Yep, I actually am almost done. So,
What else can we do?
what else can we do? First off, stop spreading your data. And this is what everyone needs to do. We already talked about your electronic surroundings, but the second bullet point is one of my favorites on the list. Lie, lie, lie. All right, so, hey, if you're signing up for a website, do they need to know what your birthday is? Not at all. Not only am I 43-year-old David Hollister from Traverse City, Michigan, I am also John Wiggins, who was born April 1st, 1973. Lie, lie, lie. I looked myself up on the same site I found the real me on. The fake me has information. Yeah.
That's good.
It's all fake.
It's all fake. And I made it all up.
That's what happened in McCall County. All the people lied to the survey people, and they had a false sense of Democratic victory.
Well, you know, right now, because we are facing a census next year, I firmly urge all of you to lie on the census. I mean, aside from the legal ramifications therein, if they put a question, which it still hasn't been resolved, can they ask a question about your nationality? Still has not been resolved that I know of. If that's on there, I 100% will not fill out that survey.
Well, you know, that's kind of silly. Those questions have been on the survey since 1910.
Yeah.
I have copies of the surveys from 1910, 1920, 1930, 1940. And questions about nationality are common.
They're always there.
Are they?
Y'all have
Yes,
a
they've always
separate,
been.
separate issue now because the question's intended to dissuade Spanish voters.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah, but they
clear.
aren't asking about your citizenship, so you're okay.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Get a throwaway email address. I have 4 email addresses that I use just for signing up for other sites that aren't ones that I give a damn about. You know, obviously don't lie on governmental forms. That's, you know, illegal, or job applications or anything like that. But all of these garbage sites that you sign up for, never, ever, ever give your real information, ever. Use a throwaway email address, because, you know, my personal email,
Yeah, that's true.
I get maybe 2 junk mails a month in, but my throwaway ones, that's all they get is junk. And guess what comes in through junk mail? Advertising. Political or corporate advertising. your scope of social media. You know, it's, let's see, where was I? Use things like ad blockers when I don't know, do all of you use your mobile devices or do you use an actual computer when you go to social media?
Both.
Both. On your computers, and you can't see it when I'm in full screen like this. I have things that I add to my browsers to make it so I don't see advertising anymore. You can ad block for Facebook, ad block from YouTube. You can get all of these things, and that's going to limit the scope of your social media footprint. Super important. The other thing, every time you like something, every time you share something, anytime you make a comment on someone else's post or even your own, and depending on your security settings, that's a data point for people. Social media is one of the worst things that has happened to this world. And yet, you all need it to be able to work with things now. Yeah?
I tried ad blocking CNN.com and it wouldn't allow me to load CNN.com anymore. It actually said you have to remove your
Yeah, and I can tell you one of the other things I do is I use a VPN. That's a different topic altogether. But that's a different way to limit the scope of things because, you know, I run proxy servers and ad blockers and VPNs. So, and you own your data. You keep it safe. You don't let someone else be the broker for your data. I've really stressed that, and I truly, truly believe that everyone needs to do that.
What choice do we have in keeping it safe?
What choice do you
How
have?
how can you stop them?
You can't. That's the bad news of all of this is you can't stop it. But you can change the focus of it from you to a fake you. And you'll still see it, but you'll know that, hey, this is John Wiggins hearing all this stuff, not David Hostler.
Yeah.
And this is, I actually urge my students to do this. You know, you don't have a social security number or anything for this person, so it's not an actual illegal offense to lie to something that's not governmental. Store cards are a great thing. We talked about it earlier that, you know, if you get a store card, it tracks all of your purchases. That says a lot about you when, you know, you buy certain products. That tells someone about you. And the store uses that to sell your data to advertisers. So you need to be really, really aware of what you are doing to yourself and discourage relatives from doing it. And if, you know, we had 270,000 people that used Your Digital Life, well, we're a group of 60 people right now. If we use the same mentality, we can spread out like they did and actually make a difference.
Is there a way to protect your credit card because some of that data I think is aggregated and sold?
The only way you can protect a credit card is by adding the credit protection to it, which costs extra money.
And then it won't be sold to someone else?
No, it's still sold. But that protects you if your credit card is stolen or used by someone that isn't you. It protects you that way, and that's the only thing it does.
So they have the data, they'll sell it.
Yeah. Yep. If they have the data, they'll sell it because again, they're in business to make
I'm
money.
giving them the data.
Yep. Only if you want a credit card, which you need if you want to, you know, do things like rent a car or a hotel room or anything like that. Because you know, very few people accept cash anymore.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
Cash is nice.
Because we're a plastic society now.
Is this board over here data to be mined?
All right, so Vicky, since you're recording this,
Yeah.
at any point did you swipe across that board while you were recording?
You know, I dropped the phone a couple of times and I actually got some of your faces.
This is no lie. Some of my students were very, very concerned that I was going to do this. They said, well, what happens if someone like the FBI finds out that you did this? Who cares? I am more than willing to stand up here and say, I hope the toddler in chief goes to jail. Go ahead and arrest me for speaking that. I don't give a damn. Free speech. He wants to use it, I get to use it.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
we've had this board which has changed significantly and
Yes,
Yeah.
over the
But-
past
yeah.
month. So right
Yeah.
now, it's a very targeted board.
If at any point that was on this recording that's going to go on YouTube, that can be data scraped.
I don't think you're gonna be able to read it, because I
don't
was
think-
sitting
yeah,
over there.
I don't think from over there it'd be
Yeah.
readable, but if it is, then yeah, definitely.
Our names covered up.
It's a non-binding.
Well, it says
Right.
the order.
But yes, it doesn't show
Not an
any-
endorsement, it's not an endorsement.
It's not an endorsement, but it does tell certain campaigns because, Republicans aren't the only one that use sources like Cambridge Analytica. All political parties do it. All of them. All campaigns do it. So that could really tell certain campaigns that are out there, oh boy, well, we're really having to focus on this area. Maybe we should actually send someone of value up there this election.
So
Yeah.
if somebody works for us, use the phone, take a picture of this and post it on social media.
If you take a picture of it and put it on social media, there's a data point. But the bonus of that is that no one should be connected to that aside from me at this point. Because I should be, hopefully, the only face that's been really targeted with this video. And that's good for all of you because we don't want you guys to become data points. And because we have about 2 minutes left, I do have the sources that I use to gather this information. There are a few that I missed on here. But by and large, this is the sources and articles, and consumer.ftc.gov was a great resource for some of the ways to protect yourself. And last but not least, you're never going to stop Cambridge Analytica. There's always going to be some anonymous face that is going to be gathering your data. You be safe.
Thank you so much.
One comment,